Welcome to the video on histograms. Let me get the title up here on the board for us. Histograms. Okay, so let's just kind of start off by talking about what a histogram is, and then we'll talk about the data that we have up here and then how to graph it. So histograms are a way of visually organizing your data or graphing your data. And let's just talk about what the word means again. So a histogram, you have the word here, histos. And histos just means vertical masts. And of course, gram, you're very familiar with in this kind of word combination, just means drawing. So this is a drawing of vertical masts, and really what these masts end up becoming are kind of these vertical rectangles that are adjacent to one another. Okay, so what kind of data are histograms working with? Well, here to the left we have a frequency distribution. This is specifically a grouped frequency distribution, and what you can see here is that you have a group here and your random variable x of 34 to 36, and then you have a frequency of 2 observations that were in this group of 34 to 36, or category if you wanted to call it that. And so this is a grouped frequency distribution. If you don't remember what a grouped frequency distribution is, I would suggest you maybe stop and go back and look at the video on grouped frequency distributions. You can use a histogram with a simple frequency distribution. They can get really rather large, and so you will generally see a histogram used with data that we have here in this white box, which is our group frequency distribution data. So let me get us some axes here, and let's talk about how we actually kind of graph this. Do my best to draw some axes again here. There's our y-axis. Try to get us as straight as possible line here. For an x-axis. Okay, so working with this data set that we have up here, where x is our random variable or for categories and f is our frequency, let's start again with the kind of the bottom and work our way up here. So what do we need? Well, the first thing we need to do is, well, I guess label our axes. So let's go back, and what is our y again? Talking about our independent and dependent variables. So y is our dependent variable. Our dependent variable here is going to be frequency. So let's get that up. And so our x-axis is going to be that random variable x that we've talked about, and that random variable x here is going to be the category of number, and we could just stick with the same one, number of pull-ups, and it's going to be the category. So how many categories do we have here? 1 to 3, so that's 1, 46, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let me put tick marks by this so you can follow what I'm doing. So that's a category. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need 12 categories along my x-axis. Okay, let's see if we can make this happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so it's going to be difficult. Things are going to get a little crowded here on the x-axis, but if you just kind of follow with me, we could say that this is 1 to 3. This is our 4 to 6. This is our 7 to 9. This is our 10 to 12. This is our 13 to 15. This is our 16 to 18. our 19 to 21, our 22 to 24, 25 to 27 column, 28 to 30, the 31 to 33, and the 34 to 36. Okay, so that gets us a tick mark for each one of our categories on our random variable x. And so on y, our frequency is going up to 23 here. So I'm going to count this off, I guess, kind of by twos. So we'll go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Probably more than we need. That's okay. And so let me just get these in. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So it's a little congested at the top, but you'll get the intuition for what we're actually doing here. Okay. So let's just go from, starting from, I guess, the very kind of bottom here. I'm going to use blue again. So the 1 to 3 category had a frequency of 6. So again, histose, vertical mass, and that's what we're drawing. So we're drawing long rectangles. So if we go over here to 6 and the 1 to 3 group, and my drawing skills aren't going to be the best, but you're going to see 6. Okay. 4 to 6 has 10. And come over here to 10. And let's give ourselves a vertical rectangle here, representing 10. 7 to 9, 15. I think you're already getting the intuition. We will just go ahead and see this all the way through, though. 10 to 12, 18. Go over to 18. There we go. 13 to 15 is 23. It's difficult to draw these real long ones because when you're working with this bamboo tablet, it's very abstract. Okay, 16 to 18 category is 19. I rolled my, just bear with me here for a second. I rolled my background up out of the way. Okay. This was our 19. 19 to 21 is 17. 22 to 24 was 11. 25 to 27 is 8. 28 to 30 is 6. 31 to 33, almost done here. Just going to see this out for well, just for the sake of seeing it out, I guess. So 38, 4 to 36 is 2. And there you go, a complete histogram on our random variable x, which was this grouped frequency distribution, and the groups here represented our independent variable, and our dependent variable was f. And we graph this, and then you can kind of see that, if you were to kind of connect a line to the tops of all of these adjacent rectangles, then really what you kind of have is you're starting to follow a shape of a normal curve. And oftentimes people will superimpose a normal curve over top of these histogram rectangles. Now, a couple of quick things. Again, you can do histogram again on simple frequency distribution. We did it on a grouped frequency distribution, which is the way you'll see it most often. And this x variable you could simply take these out, 34 to 36, and replace it with males and get a frequency of males and a frequency of females. You could take the 34 to 36 out and put in at the top and put in Democrats, and then 31 to 33 was Republicans, and the 28 to 30 group is independents, and get a frequency across any kind of discrete variable, or another word for that is a categorical variable. Things that you can kind of count, right? Because what do these at the bottom kind of represent? These are kind of bins, and so this kind of 1 to 3 area right down here is a bin that you're filling up. You can kind of essentially look at this as that's a block, and then another block on top of it, the third block, the fourth block, the fifth block, the sixth block. So these are each one of those blocks represents an observation or a person or an actual pull-up, and you're just stacking them on top of each other in that particular bin, which was the 1 to 3 bin. And so as you can see, you're just filling up your bins with accounting for all of your data. Well, what does all of your data mean? Well, if you were to add up all of these frequencies here, and we just kind of right here added up the frequencies, then you would get an n equals 140. So it's a way of graphically showing all 140 observations onto one graph surface. That's the concept. Thanks for watching the video.